Hello, people, and welcome to the Grunpy Old Git Podcast with me, the Grunpy Old Git. A couple of things I'd like to talk about before we start. One is Argentina, and two is that Ursula von der Leyen, whatever they call her, the thing that used to be in charge of the European Union. Apparently she's informed Spain to beat England in the European Cup, which is on tonight, to keep the European Cup in Europe instead of it coming over to England. Well, all I got to say to her is, up yours. As for Argentina, Argentina's now harping on again about the Falkland Islands being Argentina, and we took it off them during our colonial period, and we were all this shite. But the thing is, right, what it is with Argentina seems to forget, right, that they're Spanish, right? Spain had its colonial era, just like we did. We weren't innocent. I'm not saying we were. And Argentina, before it became Argentina, was colonised by Spain, who took the lands then off the indigenous peoples of South America. Because most of Southern and Central America were colonised by Spain or Portugal, right? Northern America was either by us or the French. The Dutch had a go, but didn't make a go of it. So, as far as I see it, right, Argentina has no say in the matter. None whatsoever. You colonised South America when you were a part of Spain. You then got your independence from Spain and became Argentina. Okay, we got the Falkland Islands when nobody was living there. It was just a lump of rock. There was nobody there. So how can Argentina going on about British colonialism, right, when they did it themselves when it was Spain? Yeah, so what's the crack? So you know what you need to do, Argentina, right, is wind your neck in. End of. Wind your neck in. You're not going to get it back. The people have decided to stay British. They don't want to be Argentinian. They want to stay British, and that's their right. They had a referendum. Okay? So stop harping on about British colonialism when you did it yourselves. Okay, that's my little bitch over about them too. My main grump today is going to be me in Argentina. We never got on. Anyway, I'm going to harp on about certain things that have happened to me over the week. Last week when I was at work, about drivers in general, or today's drivers. Mainly people who park in loading bays. I had an experience not so long back where I went to a certain place that I was delivering to. I'm not going to name it. And there was a vehicle parked in a loading bay that clearly stated loading bay. And on the wall, it clearly stated no parking, loading and unloading bay only. Blue badge holders exempt. Which meant, even if you had a blue badge, you couldn't park in there. Lo and behold, I turns up. What happens? There's a car parked in the loading bay. Now, I had no option at the time but to block this person in. I didn't do it on purpose. Yeah, I had no option. I had to park there to unload. Because I deliver food, you see. I deliver food. I don't deliver parcels. I'm not the likes of Amazon or the Royal Mail or Parcel Force. Like that. I deliver food. And I take it straight from my van, which is refrigerated, straight into the kitchens. And this loading bay is next to the kitchens. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to name the place. And I was did my first delivery, took it to the kitchens. And unfortunately, the place I delivered to, there's two places I have to deliver to within this complex. I was on my way to the second one. And next thing I know, as I'm coming out of my second delivery, I was met by security, saying, is that your van parked in the loading bay at such and such a place? I went, yeah, why? He said, we need you to move it. I said, well, I'm finished now, I'm on my way. So I turns up, obviously escorted by security, which pissed me off. I comes outside, and this person who was car I'd blocked in wasn't happy. So I just clearly said, look, it clearly states loading bay. It states on the wall there, no parking, loading and unloading only, blue badge holders exempt. Oh, well, I was dropping somebody off. No, you weren't. You were parked there. There was nobody in the vehicle when I parked up. There was nobody there. Okay? Parcel force. We will get this package to you. Cheers, Michael. So I said to security, who put the signs up? He went, we did. I said, well, why aren't you doing anything about people parking in the loading bay when clearly it's for the kitchens? Oh, well, that's not to do with us. So, hang on a minute, let me get this straight. Right? You put the signs up telling anybody not to park there. It's for loading and unloading only. Blue badge holders exempt, which means even if you've got a blue badge, you can't park there. When somebody parks there, it's nothing to do with you. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, where's the fucking logic in that? Why put the sign up and not enforce it? If I go to places that I know, like let's say I deliver to Teesside Airport, yeah, and if I deliver where I'm not supposed to deliver and I'm parked in the loading bay, I will get a ticket or I'll get wheel clamped or they'll tow me away. Regardless of what I'm doing, I have certain places I have to park. Okay, they enforce it. But you put the signs up, people park in there. The person said that they were dropping somebody off. They clearly weren't because there was nobody in the vehicle. If you were dropping somebody off, you'd drop them off and leave. I've come in. There's nowhere for me to park, mate, so I've got to park here. Double red lines. I've got to park here, I've got nowhere else to park, I'm delivering. And you've come looking for me. Why didn't you go looking for the person who parked there in the first place? Not to do with us. Not to do with us. Fucking silly. What you doing, Michael? And then, it's like that all the time. So, if I go to my deliveries and there's somebody parked in a loading bay that clearly states loading bay, I'm sorry, people, I'm going to block you in. You shouldn't fucking be there anyway. You're stopping me doing my job, so I'm going to block you in. I'm not the only one that does it. This same place where security came looking for me, I've seen 18 tonners, class 2s blocking them in. Now, it takes me about anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how many I've got for this place, to unload the vehicle, take it in there, get it signed for, and then come back. 10 or 20 minutes. Some of these big 18 tonners, which are the class 2s, can be there for up to an hour because these lads, the whole unit, their whole wagon is for the place I've delivered to. Not just a bit like mine. And so they could be there for up to an hour. Where do you want us to park? Yeah, I know some places it is difficult to park, but you park in the loading bay, I guarantee you, any delivery driver worth his salt is going to fucking block you in. Now, if I turn up and I'm unloading and a class 2 turns up, 18 tonner turns up, he knows I'm not going to be long and I'm straight out. Or if an 18 tonner turns up at the same time as me, I'll let him in first. So you get yourself in, I'll park in front of you because I'm not going to be long. We have this thing. But you can guarantee every time we go to this place, there's a car parked in there. A fucking car, clearly stating, and security do nothing. They won't enforce it. Now, if I was this place, I'd fucking sack them. Get rid of them, get a new security firm in. It's like parents on the school run. The amount of kids I've nearly ran over because of silly fucking parents letting kids out in the middle of the road. Now, when I took my sons to school in the car, regardless of which side of the road I parked on, I always made sure they got out on the side that the curb was. Undo your seatbelt, shuffle across to the other side of the car, get out in there. No, I've been driving down, and it is scary. It scares the shit out of you when a kid just opens the door and steps out in the middle of the road. Now, I'm in a vehicle that weighs 3.5 tons. That's when it's empty. That's its unladen weight. It weighs 3.5 tons. When I'm loaded, I'm just shy of 4.5 tons. And you try stopping a 4.5 ton vehicle, it's not fucking easy. They don't just stop on a sixpence. You can't do it. And suddenly, and that's at 20 mile an hour when the kids are dropping off. I've got to pass these schools at 20 miles an hour or less. And all of a sudden, the parent, they don't give a shit. They'll just, oh yeah, get out there. They'll open the fucking door and get out in the middle of the road. Silly. Absolutely fucking silly. How there's a certain school in Darlington I deliver it to. Jamie will probably know. And it's an absolute nightmare. You're watching out for the kids crossing the roads because obviously they've got to cross the roads as you're going in. But it's the parents. The absolute. It's got that bad, right? I've had to put a dash cam in my van to protect me. Because who gets the blame? The driver. as I see it, right, if a parent allows their child, who they're supposed to look after, right, who they're supposed to protect from all types of shape, injury, danger or whatever, if these parents allow their kids to get out into the middle of the main road instead of shuffling, fucking hell, it's nothing just to make the kids get out the opposite side, get out that side. It doesn't take that long to shuffle their asses across there. But they allow the kids to just open the door and get out in the middle of the road. Who gets to blame? I would. Not the parent who allows the kid to do that. I'd get the blame. Straight away. So I have now had to purchase a dash cam to put in my car. And one of these days, I'm going to actually download them off my dash cam and I'm going to put them on here for people to see. Just so people can see what it's like as me, as a delivery driver, having to cope with stupid fucking parents who don't give a shit about the kids' safety when it goes to, I know you've got to drop your kids off at school. I know that. But do it safely. Don't do it when there's a vehicle coming towards you that weighs nearly 4 tons. Nearly 4.5 tons if I'm fully loaded. Yeah, it's not easy to stop. I guarantee if that vehicle hits, or a vehicle of similar size hits one of your kids, it's good night campers. Your child is either going to be seriously injured, or worst case scenario, and heaven forbid it never happens, it'll be a fatality. And I'll be the one, or the driver will be the one who gets the blame. Parents today, unreal. I would never ever put my kids, my sons, in such danger. I mean, even now, when I pick Oliver up from school, where I park up, he's got to get into the car in the road, because obviously, but it's a side road that I'm on, and I always make sure that I'm stood there, and I'll open the door, and I won't let him come to that door until I know it's safe for him to get in that car, because he gets in the front, doesn't get in the back, he gets in the front with his dad. I make sure, and it's the same when I'm dropping him off. If I'm dropping him off, I'll make sure that the side he's on is parked on the side of the curb. So all he's got to do is step out of the car, straight onto the curb. Simple, and that's it. But no, parents don't do that today. They just allow him to just step out. So you should be means tested. And another thing, like I say, I'm going to go on about drivers. So when you're dropping your kids off, just be careful. Fuck's sake, don't let them out in the middle of the road. They're supposed to be your pride and joy. What would happen if one of your kids heaven forbid, got ran over and killed because you allowed them to get out in the middle of a busy road? This is the school one of the schools that I delivered to, the school that I'm on about. I'm not going to mention it. It's on a busy main road. It's not just me going down there. There's trucks going down there, 44 tonners. There's buses going down there. And heavy vehicles like mine, and you don't realise how hard it is to actually stop them. To actually stop one. You've got a lot of weight on it, weighs a lot more than your car. You could have the biggest 4x4, the big X6 BMWs, the big Audis, and I'll guarantee you my van empty weighs more than that. It weighs more than you. You can have the biggest car, and I'll guarantee you, I'm in a big van. It's I nearly said a Renault. It was a Renault. A Mercedes Sprinter, long wheelbase, which means I've got an extra 4 foot over the back of my axle. It's not a normal size van. It's a high top. It's wider, higher, and longer than your standard van. And it is fucking hard to stop one when it's moving. The other thing is this thing with mobile phones. I was going to Scotch Corner on Friday morning, and I was going past on the A66 past Darlington Football Club, or is it Darlington Arena now? It's no longer the football club. And there was a Ford Focus coming from me right, and he's a bit wobbly going round that roundabout. No wonder he was wobbly. Phone up in his ear. Fucking driving while on his mobile phone. Now, this was a modern 19 reg Ford Focus. I'm in a 13 reg Ford Fiesta. I've got Bluetooth. I've got my phone Bluetooth up to my car. He couldn't. It was a young lad. I'd say mid-20s, early mid-20s. Phone up at his ear. So for me, right, this 6 penalty points and a £200 fine isn't working when it comes to people using mobile phones. The law's been out long enough now. You're going to get done if you get caught with your mobile phone in your hand. For me, it's no good. Fucking ban them. Give them a 6-month ban. You get caught on your phone. You get caught with this up your ear. Or what I have seen, people looking down. They've got the phone in the lap and they're looking down and they're texting. Yeah, don't bother with the fine. Don't bother with the points. Well, give them the 6 points. Give them 6 points and ban them for 6 months. Say, right, you're banned for 6 months. End of. Ban them. What are you laughing at, Michael? It's like seatbelts. I am still seeing people driving without seatbelts. Now, I know seatbelts have become law. You have to wear a seatbelt. Back in the 70s. 70s, fucking over 50, 60 years ago. 50 years ago. And people still aren't wearing seatbelts. So what, because modern cars, like mine does, if you don't have your seatbelt in, it'll let you know it's on in, it'll start beeping at you. So what they do is they push it in behind them, just plug it in. Or they'll get the one from the passenger side and plug it in so it doesn't beep. You'll know about it when you do an emergency stop and you headbutt the windscreen or you go through it yourself, which has been known to happen. You stop saying parcel force. I don't deliver parcels. I wouldn't dare deliver parcels. I couldn't do it. I couldn't work for Amazon. No disrespect to Amazon, but I couldn't work for Amazon. And I couldn't work for Parcel Force. So I just couldn't do it. I like my long distance. I don't like doing street to street. Parcel Force. Parcel Force. Sorry, you've got to watch Lee Evans when he goes on about Parcel Force. It's like indicators. How can you turn right around a roundabout while you're indicating left? How does that work? There are over 20,000 roundabouts in the United Kingdom, and 85% of drivers don't know how to use one. Did you know that? Nincompoop. Bloody hell, man, I was surprised you could even spell that. You asked what I was laughing at, you nincompoop. Yeah, it's over 20,000 roundabouts, and 85% of drivers don't know how to use one. I've been sat at a roundabout and I've seen a car coming from the right, not indicating. Yeah, and I'm thinking, right, so I've stopped because he's going straight on. Yeah, if you're not indicating at a roundabout, means you're going straight on. What happens? They turn left and you look and you think, you prick. Thanks, mate, I've stopped for you because I thought you were going straight on and you've turned fucking left. Right, and it's mainly Mercedes, Audis and BMWs. Right, when you buy these cars, people, right, their little switch on the steering wheel for your indicators, right, is not an option. Yeah, and when you turn it on, it doesn't mean you've got an engine problem and a little green light starts flashing both sides. You're not at a fucking disco. You know what I mean? You googled how to spell it. I thought you did because you actually spelled nincompoop, right? That's what it's for. I use my indicators all the time. Every time my van changes direction, I'm overtaking something, I'll indicate. I'm turning left or right at a roundabout, I'll indicate. If I'm going straight on at a roundabout, I'll indicate at the junction I want to be off at or the exit I want to be off at. Yeah, I could be in a set of traffic lights where there's 3 lanes. The inside lane to turn left, middle lane straight on, outside lane to turn right. If I'm in the outside lane to turn right like I will be on tomorrow when I come out of Corbin, right? Not Corbin, Ingleby Bartwick. I'll be in the right-hand lane to turn right at the set of traffic lights. I'll still be indicating right. And the reason is, right, I know that when you were taking your lessons and you sat in the same scenario as I've just explained there, I know your fucking driving instructor tells you to do that. Even though you sat in a lane to turn right, he will still make you indicate. He'll do the same if you sat in a lane to turn left. So why don't people do it? Why is it when those L plates come straight off, the first thing they do, the indication stops, stop indicating? I'm overtaking people on the motorway, I indicate. I overtake the truck or the vehicle I'm overtaking at the time, I indicate to pull back in. Because that's what the indicators are for. Yeah, when you'd indicate, as most people fail to realise, indication, right, doesn't give you right away. It doesn't give you right away at all. Indicators are solely designed to allow other road users and pedestrians know what your intentions are. That's all it is. And that is in the Highway Code Book. Sorry about that. That's in the Highway Code Book. That's all it's for. I had a woman arguing with me. She was trying to bully in. I was coming to a set of roadworks. She was trying to bully in, and she was alongside me. Now, the nose of my van was actually in the roadworks, and she's trying to come in a BMW, and she's indicating. So I wound the window down. So what's your fucking problem? I'm indicating I've got right away. No, you haven't. I'm already in the roadworks. You're coming in off the side. Indicating doesn't give you right away. I have had people, as I've been driving down the 66, and Jamie, my son, will probably tell you, there's a lot of roads, slip roads that come onto the A66 and come off. I've had people alongside me indicating to move over, and then they're blowing their horns, not realising, because I drive such a big vehicle, they're not realising there's some silly sod on my right hand side. They can't see the car or the vehicle that's on my right, so I can't move over. But why wait until you're alongside me, then fucking indicate? If I'm coming out of Teesside Park onto the A66, I'm halfway down the slip road when I start indicating. I don't wait till I'm actually level with the A66, then indicate to come off. People with indicators doing all that shit. So that's mobile phones, parking bays, and fucking indicators. Driving down the road at night time. When I do a Scotland run, which is usually late night, early morning, and I'm going down the A1, a great part, I'd say 95% of the A1 from Middlesbrough to, from the other side of Newcastle, is where to pick it up, to Edinburgh, isn't lit. The only time it's lit is when you're approaching a junction, a service station, or a roundabout. I very rarely use my I-beams. I get some sod coming the opposite way with the fucking I-beams on full. So I flash them and they keep them on. I flash them again, they keep them on. So what I do is I put mine on, fuck you, I'm going to blind you. And then you get some silly twat behind you. Somebody behind you in the distance, and they've got the high beams on. Not realising that it's blinding you, even though they're behind you. It's hitting your wing mirrors and coming into your face. When I'm driving down the A1 and I'm using my I-beams, or I'm on a road where I need to use them, as soon as I see a set of tail lights, red lights in front of me, I turn my I-beams off. Because I know that person, even though the person driving the car can't really see how far it's going, I know I'm blind, and as soon as I see those lights, turn them off. Because it'll blind him. But others don't. You don't know how to drive today. You get your fucking L plates off, you get your licence and you're away. Everything you've been taught goes straight out the fucking window. Straight out the window. Right, so that's me bitch over and done with, my little moan. I've got 2 people watching. Who else is watching? I googled to spell it. It's a pity you can't Google to speak proper bloody English, innit? So that's me driving bit done. What else can I have a moan about fucking drivers? Yeah, tailgating me. The rear of my van has got a solid steel safety bar. It actually says on the back of it, safety bar. Right? It's not a bumper. It's a safety bar. And it is made of steel. And its sole purpose is, because sometimes I get pallets put on the back of my van. That's how tall it is. It's how big it is. And obviously they pallet it on with a fork truck. So that steel bar is to stop the fork truck smashing the back of the van in. So if that steel bar will stop a fork truck doing it, can you imagine what it's going to do to your car if you run into the back of it? We have actually had a car hit one of the back of our vans. All it did was bend a little bend in the bar. The fucking Audi was rolled off. It was rolled off. It literally pushed its radiator into the engine. That's what it done. And all because the lad was tailgating him. The lad stopped, he slowed down. The Audi driver wasn't paying attention. Bang, straight in the fucking back of him. Good night, campers. Good night, campers. I've been driving along and I call it playing peekaboo. Right? It's that old saying, if I know when there's a car behind me, because once in a while I see a wing mirror coming out and I think, what the fucking hell is that? It's a car playing peekaboo, coming out and having a look. You're supposed to leave a 2-second gap between you and the car in front of you. Did you know that? That's also is in the highway code book. You're supposed to leave a 2-second gap. If you haven't got a 2-second gap, you're too close. If that vehicle in front has to do an emergency stop and you're closer than 2 seconds, you've had it. You'll just run into it. I've seen cars aquaplane or aquaskid in the rain. We've been getting rain here lately for the past 3-4 days. And I'm coming down the A19. I'm restricted to 60 mile an hour on the A19, so I'll just set me cruise control for 60 mile an hour. And I have seen cars fucking tear assing past me, flat out. Audis, Mercs, BMWs, Focuses, you name it, fucking tear assing. Yeah, you've only got to brake a little bit hard. You're going to lose the back end, you're going to aquaskid. And believe you me, people, you do not want to aquaplane. Because when you aquaplane, you've got no control over that car whatsoever. It'll just go in a straight line. If you brake and turn, it'll just keep going. And you're going to fucking hit something. Yeah. But no. So modern drivers today, not a clue. Not a fucking clue. Sorry, I'm just messing around with my Middlesbrough badge. It's falling off. So, playing peekaboo. They're trying to look around me to see what's in front. Because I've got my cruise control set at 60 mile an hour and I'm on the A66 as well, which is mostly, well, around Darlington it is single track. I'm restricted to 60, I'm doing 60, and they want to get past, so they can't see. And they keep moving out to the right, playing peekaboo. Not realising that if there's a truck coming the opposite way and they do that, it's going to fucking take them out. But if they were far enough back from me, because obviously the car's down, well, it is 60 anyway. Obviously, if they're far enough back, they only have to go slightly forward. Or slightly to the right, sorry. They don't have to go right over to see what's in front. Then they can overtake me. But no, they come that fucking close to my safety bar, right, that they're actually going onto the opposite side of the road to see what's around me, to see what's coming the opposite way. And one of these days, they're going to do that and bang. Good night, campers. I have seen it happen. I have been on every single motorway in this entire country. I've been as far north as you can go, as far south as you go, both sides. I've done nearly the entire network, and I've seen it happen. I've seen accidents happen. People have pulled out, playing peekaboo. Car or truck or vans come the opposite way, and they've had the wing mirrors took off, and I've just laughed my tits off. I never, ever go up the backside of the car in front of me. I keep at least that 2-second gap, and it's an easy thing. It's an easy thing to do. You're behind the vehicle in front of you, okay? And that passes a fence, a gate post, and all you've got to say in your head is, only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. If you get to that gate post or fence or whatever it is, or landmark, before you say that, you're closer than 2 seconds. If you get there after you've said it, then you're 2 seconds. Only a fool breaks the 2-second rule, and that'll give you that 2-second gap. Which will, if that vehicle has to suddenly swerve, do an emergency stop, that gives you enough time then to stop. But no, you just rather ride up somebody's ass. By all means, hit the back of my van. I would laugh my fucking head off. You hit the back of my van, because I know my van is just going to drive away, but your car's going to be totaled. So next time you see a Mercedes Sprinter, have a look at the red bar at the back. It's a black bar with a red strip across it, and it says safety bar. If that can take an impact of a 4-ton fork truck, your car's going to be fuck all. It'll just fuck your car up. I have seen one hit our vans and it's fucked the car up. All the lad did, he had to do an emergency stop. He just braked. Something happened in front of him and he braked. And the silly twat in the Audi was too close. Bang. That was it. His car was rolled off. What happened when they got the van back? They took the safety bar off and put another one on. Because it's got like a crumple zone on it. He just took it and put another one on. Nothing wrong with the van. Back on the road the same day. But the Audi, it was rolled off. So stay back. If you're in a hurry, what would you rather be? Would you rather get to and from work alive? Or to and from home alive? Or ride somebody's backside, wreck your fucking car? be on your mobile phone and kill somebody. Let your kids out into the middle of the road on a busy main road rather than make them shuffle across to the other side of the car to get out on the curb where it's safe. No. I've seen it. And I'm gonna start downloading it. I've got me camera here. This is my dash cam. It's what I put in my van first thing on the morning when I start it up. And I bring it home and finish it. And I'm going to start downloading stuff off that. And I'm going to show you what I have to put up with fucking drivers. First thing on the morning when I start work. And you'll be surprised. And I guarantee you, the stuff I'm saying on here, some of these drivers on here, I need to redo your hair. It's far, far to the right. You leave my hair alone, you. And I'll show you what it's like, what I have to put up with from people who don't know how to use indicators, parents on a school run, people on mobile phones, people with no seatbelts on, the amount of shit I've had to put up with. People just pulling out of a lay-by. I nearly took a car out about 3 weeks ago, just past Sadbridge on the A66. There was a woman in a BMW. She saw me coming. I couldn't move over because there was a Ford Focus to my right. I couldn't move. And I'm doing 60 mile an hour. What did she do? Pulled out straight in front of me. Even the lad in the Focus fucking braked. I locked the van up. I actually locked the van up. It's the first time I've locked the wheels up on the van. I left a set of 11s on the A66. He shit himself. The poor young lad in the Focus alongside me. What did she do? Stuck her fingers out. Put her hand out the window, stuck her fingers up at me. Because I'm blowing me on and flashed my lights. I couldn't stop. I'd had a lot of weight on. I couldn't fucking stop. Yep. And I thought, right, that's it. From now on, I'm putting the camera in. She then decided to brake check me. Yeah, I got brake checked. Because I was flashing my lights and blowing me on. I was that close to hitting her, I couldn't see her number plate. That's how close I got. I couldn't see her ringing number plate. Yep. She pulled away. I started to speed up again. She brake checked me. She then had the cheek to pull it over to me right, slow down, come alongside me. Right, she broke the law because she was on the phone taking pictures of me. So she was on the phone. She must have realised because she never reported me to the police, so she had nothing to report me for. And all I did was go, woo, give her a wave. Things like that. Straight out of a fucking lay-by, straight in front of a 3.5 ton van. That's doing 60 mile an hour. That's what I have to put up with every day from fucking drivers who haven't got a clue. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I haven't made mistakes. I have made mistakes, but I've learnt by them. I know that the vehicle I'm driving is a killer. It's a weapon. It's one of the heaviest weapons on the road. And I say, I don't care how big your car is. I don't care whether it's a big 4x4, the biggest you can get. I'll guarantee you, mine will fuck you up. Because the front of my van is all engine. It's got a big, powerful 2.5 litre engine in it. And it needs that for the torque. Don't get me wrong. My van is designed, it's not designed for speed, it's designed for pulling power because it's got a lot of weight. It's got a lot of weight to pull. And once that weight gets moving, especially when I'm fully loaded, once that weight gets moving, it's not easy to stop it. You pull out in front of me and I brake. And that weight, though, it's the weight pushing me, not the van, it's the weight I've got in the back pushing me. Up just shy of 4.5 ton. Like I said, when I'm fully loaded. Just shy of 4.5 ton. And you think your little 2.5 ton fucking 4x4 is gonna survive that? Not at all. It's like putting a Mini up against a truck. You're gonna lose. You're gonna get so fucked. So that's my little bitch over today. So don't forget, England play in the final tonight. I think it's a 7 o'clock start. Ursula von der Leyen, like I said, you fuck up yours, girl. We're gonna win it anyway. And Argentina, wind your fucking neck in. Don't go on about British colonialism when you've done it yourself. You were Spanish. Okay? So leave the Falklands alone. You're not getting them. You got your asses kicked once, we'll gladly fucking do it again. Right. So, that's me, the Grumpy Old Git over and done with. Please like and leave a comment below. and I will answer back. I will get in touch with you, and I shall. Bloody Nora. And I will catch you all later. Don't forget, stay grumpy.